On YouTube, at least. Not somewhere I really want to be for streaming most of the time. This is more for video education purposes. Unedited. It goes as a beginner thing. Well, this wasn't a beginner thing. See how well it sounds on YouTube. Okay, my voice is pretty loud and still. Oh, this will be quick. It's only a short presentation of what you should be doing. I don't like making this thing long. This isn't about OP situations or a single guy thing about that. It's just straight to the point. I'm gonna tell you what you need. Okay. So first of all, this is just a video for Taunt Jet Upper. Tekken 7 honestly related. It's not like it's the only game I play, but it's the only game I can play on a PC currently. To get to the first point, okay, you guys are, let's go back to the return. So one thing I recommend is that you button configure, that you hit the configurations on the button, whether you are on the stick or whether you are on a PS4 controller, a pad. Just go to controller setup on the options on the main menu. When you originally start the game, go to options, go to controller setup. If you look at mine, it's already set to a custom. Usually you guys are on type A, type B, type C. For me, I used one of the buttons as one of the empty button slots to have 1 and 3 inputted when I hit, so that way I can just hit the right kick, also notated as 4, so I can hit 4, 1, 3, which are the 3 buttons in order to land taunt. That's like the first recommendation I give you before you even start the actual practice, because this will make it easier for you to hit it, because when you're only hitting 2 buttons, it's so much easier to hit the taunt than it is to hit 3 buttons. You're more likely to mess up with 3 buttons than 2. So make sure you set that up. That's my first recommendation. Dang it, did I switch it? I hope not. Okay, I didn't. Permanent exit. Set it up to your configurations, whatever button you want. And for pad players, right trigger, left trigger, whichever one you want. Just any of those empty buttons that aren't your rage arc, or however you want to configure it. Configure it to your adjustment, however you like it. That's my first recommendation. Step.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7. Brian Fury.
You don't need any specific character, really, to do any of this practice, per se. So, I always just pick Heihachi. And this is just you trying to figure out practice tips in order to land it. Stages that I always pick for this, I always pick Dragon's Nest. You really don't need an infinite stage. Maybe if you're trying to practice combos off of Taunt Jet Upper, yes, I agree. Then and there, you should go ahead and pick an infinite stage. Okay, so let's see. Okay, starting this up. Man, I can't wait to make more YouTube videos again. It's been forever, but without the proper RAM, well, now I have the RAM, I just need to switch my motherboard. I'm glad this is just like a video where it's like, well, I don't edit anything, so it makes me feel a lot more comfortable doing this. Because it's like, yeah, just go at your own pace, do what you wanna. Okay. For Okay, you don't need the counter hit on, and you don't need the play rage on. Just make sure those are not set, not a necessity for this practice. Okay, first things first, before you even get started with taunt approaches, make sure your settings are proper. So people do a whole, they do a guard and then crouch guard, I believe, or crouch to do this. I always set it up, here's my thing, I do guard all. I do guard all for both. So don't even worry about, you don't need, just set it up to guard all. You'll be fine with just that. Okay, so once you hit side quick roll left, you can leave a side roll in if you want to try and attempt, you know, catch tech, but I'm not going to teach you that. I'm just teaching you straight up how to get the right practice in order to get the muscle memory built up, because then this will be easy. Because I've seen many videos where people try to show, like, you know, where the knee hits and then that's where you should input the forward neutral back to the jet upper. But it's nice that you just practice these small things before you even try to land that. Okay, so everything's set, you see here. Can't land a single thing. Okay, so first things first. Get used to applying the taunt. So since I'm on 2 buttons, it's really easy to do this. Which I'm taunting, I'm canceling it out, canceling it out, canceling it out. Or just press it once. If you hear that, that's my buttons being hit every time. And it's so much easier to do that than it is to do this. This is me actually doing the 3 at the same time. It's easier. You see I messed up more there than I did when I just pressed 2 buttons, so that's why I first recommend you do that. Seems long-winded, but yeah. Okay, so first things first, start off with the easiest of taunts so you can see that it's real. So, see, even with, so if you see that, that's 3 hits. I did 1-4. I did the taunt into 1-4. Make sure you can hit this repeatedly, and you can do this. I don't recommend anyone do this. 2-3 is not very reliable because of its distance. It could miss, so please stay away from this. Stay away. So this is not only telling you how to get to practice in order to land Taunt Jet, but I'm telling you the don'ts that you should be doing. So leave that out of the practice, but do these. This is your easy hit on a taunt. Make sure you can hit this repeatedly. That means you've got the first bit of this. You can get a little bit of time because you have a big window, because once you land taunt, I believe you have 16 frames to hit a move. So any move that's 16 frames or below can be landed. Okay, so next up, once you got that easy one down, let's go to a more difficult one. And just keep practicing this repeatedly. I know it sounds pretty common sense. You'd be surprised how many people don't just want to already immediately land Taunt Jet upper without realizing. You just gotta practice this to get the muscle memory. Unless you're really good and can land it the first try, then you're a god in my opinion. Okay, so easiest one next. We'll go to one that's a little bit more on the time constraint. Down 2-1. Down forward 2-1. That's a 3 hit. Because it's 2 hits and then plus the knee, that means you connected. Keep looking on your left hand side where you see the 3 hit combo. That's when you know you hit it. And obviously since they're in guard all, you know it's an official hit. Like, you can confirm you definitely did it. This is the next level after 1-4. Repeat that over and over again. I recommend for anyone who's trying to learn Taunt Jet upper, just hit it for the heck of it, to always practice these beginning ones to get the warm up. It's a great thing to do so that way you get warmed up before you try hitting the harder stuff. So that's 1-4, that's down 4, 2-1. Easy. These should be ones that you can hit pretty repeatedly. Now, we come to a little bit more of the intermediate slash getting harder ones before you head over to Taunt Jet Upper. So next one, you could do, this one I believe is, you can do down back 2. Don't ever use it for a real situation, I just use it for practice. It's honestly not good to use this as a model to actually do anything. It's not good. Just always use the other ones in real situations, but this one I use for practice. So that one was a little bit harder. Next, let's say you do down back 1+2. Now, in some situations you really could use that if you're really good at it. And you're wondering probably right now, it's like, how do you get the feel of this? What the heck? How do you know? And the main thing is the knee. Look at where that spark starts to come in. And you can see that immediate spark where the knees start to raise, and then you see that. And I also have, if you want, I just do it for my sake. So I have on the display settings recovery animation. Recovery animation gives me the little heads up that, okay, your knee's connected, now go do it. You see that blue? You see that blue? See that blue? That's a good little indicator visual for you. So that way you can at least start to visualize it, because some people will probably see the knee and be like, I can't see it. But now you can see a whole blue individual and the timing. Okay? So now we got 1+2, we got down back 2. Don't use down back 2 or 2+ or 2-1 in 2-3 in situations. It's just for practice. Okay? So now we got, let's do, this one was a lot harder than the other one. Just keep going at those. Get the timing down strictly before you keep going anywhere. The more you can get those consistently, the easier it is to hit the next level ones. Next level one. Okay, the next level one, which I find easier than the following one I'm going to show you, is forward 2-1-4. Forward 2-1-4. This one is great for tech catches, and it's quite a bit of damage, but the timing is a little bit more strict. You see? The more you do these, the more in the difference you'll see the timing, because these you have to act on. So once you get to 2-1-4, forward 2-1-4, you have to be pretty quick once the knee connects. Once you see the blue recovery animation on your opponent, well, you won't see it in an actual match, but you'll be able to see it in practice, and that's when you need to go in on it. Okay. And if you can keep getting this one down, I can tell you back 4 is going to become really easy at that point. Just keep trying to hit it as much as you can. Okay, next. And one that I think is pretty much as hard as back 4. This is like big boy stuff right here. But it's great in situations and whatnot, but I'm not teaching you situations, is the machine gun punches. Taunt into machine gun punches. Very useful, but extremely hard. It should be 6 hits. Again, timing and seeing the recovery animation and practicing every other single taunt portion that I've shown you is vital in order to get this timing. Practice it over and over again before you start any matches or everything. If you really want to get the feel of taunt, keep doing this repeatedly. Look, 6 hits. And I can only do it very seldomly, so. And that was only 5, because I didn't hit it. The thing that's nice about guard all is that you know you confirmed it, so it takes a lot of your mind out from it. But you see, I can't do it consistently. It's a very, very difficult one. Okay? Just keep at it. And the timing, it gets tighter and tighter as you go into these harder ones. Gatling Punch is pretty much as hard as back 4. So if you can land back 4, which is, look at the timing on this, yep. And it feels a little bit stricter once you have to do the back. Because now you're doing a back motion, which makes it harder than the other ones in my opinion. Kind of like how Jet Upper has its forward back 2 motion, which is a little bit weird on the hand. The back 4 to me confuses me as well. See? The timing gets a little bit funky just because you're inputting a back motion this time instead of going forward. Forward, it seems easy to me, and then honestly when you have no real motion, just like a down forward or something, it feels a lot easier on the person. But inputting this, now at this point you don't have anything left besides Taunt Jet Upper. Taunt Jet Upper is the last portion that you have in this, and pretty much you should be able to hit this a lot. This should be kind of like a, when you're in practice, this should be pretty much second nature at this point, before you even attempt to land Taunt Jet Upper. Again, unless you're really just good at it. And you see, I mess up a lot. What you should be expecting is that you'll mess up a lot, but the more, if you see that you can hit it 4 or 5 times after a hit in a row, or just 3 times in a row, something like that, you're getting there. Your muscle memory is building. This isn't so much of a thing as like, you can just do it by, well, maybe if you're a very good visual learner, you'll see the, and if you just can visualize that timing. But most of us will have to just, how I relied on it, I couldn't understand when people said the knee hits and then do it. I just practice and practice to get the muscle memory because I felt it coming. I knew when to hit back 4 because I practiced it so much, and once you saw when it hit and then you landed, the muscle memory just started stay and stick. So, last bit, Taunt Jet Upper, the hardest, because now you have a forward back motion, and you're supposed to, okay, last animation you see where the forward and the back and the 2 are underneath, where the back and 2 are underneath each other, that is how you're supposed to hit it. If you see 2 backs or 2 forwards, or if you see them too close, you did not do that properly. You must see the forward, the neutral, and the back and the 2 in the same frame. This has to be, you have to see that notation or else it's not going to hit. So try to make sure before you even do this, that you can get this. You see I mess up. Consistent. Nope. There we go. There we go. There we go. Because with Taunt Jet Upper, you have to not only have the muscle memory built up where you can hit the timing, but now you have to be precise on your forward back too. You can't be sloppy like, there we go. Like you see that? Where there's a forward, there's a back and a back too. You cannot have that. Maybe you can have another back after the back, the original, but the first, the frame in there has to be the back and 2 underneath each other, like this. Nope, you see I messed up there? Can't do that. Can't, that's what you need right there, forward, back and 2 in the same frame. So, if you build up to that point, and you can see I mess up still, even though I've hit it plenty. There we go. You see that? The only reason I can get that, and the only reason most individuals will, is from the constant practice and muscle memory. I always just practice a good 5 to 10 minutes of practice with Taunt. That's it. Taunt setups. Well, not taunt setups, but taunt variations. So doing all those taunt variations that I showed you, such as 1-4, back 2, down back 1+2, 4-2-1-4, Gatling punches, or machine gun punches, and back 4. That's all the build-up you need for Taunt Jet Upper, because you'll get the muscle memory. But then after that, it's going to be, can you hit taunt consistently? Nope, you cannot get forward, back, 2. You got to get just straight forward, back, and 2 in the same frame. See? You must get that repeatedly. So one other suggestion is practice the motion of taunt before you even attempt to taunt it up as well. Yep, you see? You don't want to have that forward, back 2. You want to have forward, back 2 in the same frame. That's also a good practice tip right there. And then you'll lead up to Taunt Jet Upper. You may just hit 1 for the first time, and then maybe you'll hit 2 consistently. And then, I didn't teach you anything about how to do it in game, how to have setups. This is just straight up the practice to land Taunt Jet Upper. And this is specifically for practice, not so much for matches. Matches, you're gonna have to get better at being able to time taunt, know when people are gonna attack, stuff like that. Whew, but that's been it for my video. I haven't posted on YouTube in a while, but I will be back once I get my PC up and running properly, because I have the RAM, just not the motherboard. So let me see. Let me see, I don't know how to log out of live. How do you do this? Dude, I'm so lost. How do you stop this? I'm gonna be so lost. I'm trying here. I feel so aimless. Okay, how do you stop this? Where, oh where? End stream. Here we go. Peace out.